Tasting my particular writer's life. Where you get the truth about the writer's life, mine in particular. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button. Tap the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one single exciting video. Remember to go to the store, www.vinzandri.com, www.vinzandri.com, vinzandri.com. For all your thriller needs, American Crimes is coming next. I think it's four 130-page books. Ton of material there I wrote 2 years ago. If you like Ozark, if you like Breaking Bad, you're going to love this. You're going to absolutely love it. The people who have read it already were like, whoa, this is your like masterpiece. So I actually don't want to hear that. I want to hear like, well, you're getting there. One day you'll write a masterpiece. You know, you always got to be hungry. So a quickie today because I've had a full day. I had to go to the oral surgeon today to do yet another take two, to take care of another part of the process for my new tooth. And I had mentioned to my oral surgeon, Jemina the gutter. I had mentioned to my oral surgeon that when the actual new tooth is installed in November, and by the way, this will greatly please my mom, who can't stand looking at that blank space. She just look like a bum. I've mentioned that before, and she's right. I said, well, I was going to go to Europe for a while, you know. And he's like, you're going nowhere for like a couple 3 months. He's like, until it's guaranteed that tooth is taking, infection hasn't set in, you know, something else isn't wrong, you know, there's all sorts of things that can go wrong with it. So he's like, you got to stick around for a while. So I kind of already knew this morning that as much as I wanted to leave for Europe with a one-way ticket, I have the ticket. And I'm not getting rid of the ticket, obviously, but I kind of knew November was going to be too early. So it looks like I'm going to stick around for the ski season and then head over like mid-March, if everything's okay with my mouth, because I need a couple of procedures, it turns out. Okay, be that as it may. Now, this isn't about my stupid ass mouth or teeth or whatever. This is about freelance writers having to pay for their own medical and dental insurance. Now, like anybody will tell you in this business, the money comes and the money goes, and the money comes and the money goes, and sometimes it just keeps going and it's not coming in, you know. So, but you still got to make those payments. I mean, it's not easy, but, you know, being a freelancer in terms of the medical health issues or whatever is easier when you're 30s, 40s. Even 50s, you know, I'm in my late 50s now. So just things are starting to, you know, it's not the age, honey, it's the mileage, right? So things are just starting to break down a little bit here and there, you know, like, but they got to be repaired. And so I'm not considering a move to Europe just because it's pretty, the food's better, you know, the wine's better, the atmosphere is better, it's creative. All that great stuff. It's not just for that anymore. You know, I've been spending months there for years now, years and years and years. And, but that was just for me, you know, it was just for me to enjoy Italy in particular. There's a lot of other countries I love too, but I feel like Italy's my second home because it is. And that's where I want to eventually set up a home. But now, you know, things can get expensive with, you know, like I went today for the scan. I had to do a scan, and he had to do some other stuff. And like, boom, they're like, before he even sees you, we want $400. And that's like a little payment. And that comes right out of pocket, even with dental insurance. and that's going to be on top of a crown I got to do and all this sort of stuff. But I guess the point I'm making here is, if you can become a citizen, get yourself an extra passport of one of these countries. And I'm a legacy in Italy, and so because both of my grandfathers were born there, and I can become a citizen. I'm eligible, and so I'm working on that right now. As I get older, still middle aged, but as I get older and things really start going on me, I will have access to that free healthcare. So there will be that. Over here, you got premiums to deal with, and you got all sorts of stuff like this. And I know this is sort of a dry topic for anybody who's under 50 or whatever, but you got to think about it, because I'm never going to retire, right? You're an artist. You're going to do this to the day you die, but you got to think about like what you're going to have to pay for in terms of your medical needs. Come 65, 70, 75. And if you have access to a system where everything is, I mean, they tax you to death, but whatever. They're taxing us here to death too, in the form of inflation. So, but if you have access to healthcare that, you don't have to pay. I mean, I know some people might say it's not as good as the healthcare you get in the United States. Maybe that's so, maybe it's not so. I've heard some wonderful stories about the healthcare in Europe. I've been to the dentist in Italy when I got my head punched in, when I got sucker punched. He repaired a couple of teeth. That I had to pay out of pocket for because I was still not in the system. But they did a wonderful job. And I remember that dentist actually telling me, he's like, I have customers from the States. They come to Italy just to see me. And, that's it. I believed him because he did superlative work. Not that my dentists don't do terrific work here either, but it's expensive. And I just happen to be one of the unlucky ones where my teeth are not great. Like, I've lost 1, 2, 3. I've lost 5 teeth in the past 2 years. Gone. Some of it was because of my weightlifting. I would lift so hard that I would crack the roots. So I've had to like lighten the load with that. But some of the other teeth were it's just genetics. My mother is the same way. She lost all her teeth when she was about my age. That's not the same to lose all my teeth. I'm not. And in fact, my dentist told me I'm not. So I believe her. But there are, steps I can take to prevent that from happening. And I'm taking care of that now. But in any case, what I'm trying to say is this is the writer's life. And if you want to continue with the writer's life, it's not a bad idea without, breaking the bank. It's not a bad idea to consider a move to Europe when you get to be in your 50s, 60s. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. There's Portugal, very affordable. Italy is not so affordable right now, but it will be again. Istanbul, Turkey, very affordable right now. In fact, they're going through hyperinflation, so the dollar goes a long, 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 long way. But just think about it. I know I am. I'm taking it very seriously, and so I had planned on going at the end of November. Looks like I won't be going until around mid-March. But what's the difference? A few months in the long run. And I get to ski. I get to face plant. I get to face plant as many times as I want on the mountain. All right, that's all I got for you today. I got something shit to do. It's unbelievable. American Crimes, Book 1, coming at you probably early next week at this point. I wanted it to be this week, but it's probably going to be early next week. It's already Thursday, the end of Thursday. I think you're going to love this serial. You're going to get a book every 2 weeks for 4 weeks, I believe. Plus, I got books from Down and Out coming out and from Suspense coming out before the end of the year, I think, in hardcover. So they tell me. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I may have a guest tomorrow if I can persuade him to come on. I got to get another female on here too, because they do some interesting. That sounds so stupid, doesn't it? I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to mix it up a little bit, diversify. I was about to say, because women do some interesting things too. Another Vinceism. Anyway, all right. I will talk to you before this gets too silly. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So ciao, ciao.